It's true. I was in a scene with Leonardo DiCaprio, directed by Steven Spielberg. But let's see if you can catch me if you can. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I'm not actually in studio this week. I'm on vacation. So I pre-taped some segments, and I'm so happy to have Steph and Lewis chime in this week. They'll be posting some videos, breaking news as I'm out. But I wanted to give you some stories that I've sort of never really shared with you guys. And this is one that I don't know why I held on for so long. Yes, I was in Catch Me If You Can. In fact, if you go to my IMDb page, you'll see it listed as pedestrian, uncredited. Yeah, of course I did that. I mean, I'm not actually in the credits, but I am in the movie, and if you look for me, you'll see me. All right, now let me break down how this happened, and then I'm going to play for you the scene in question to see if you can catch me. This was an amazing opportunity. I actually had been in several movies as an extra, and I'll tell you some more extra stories in coming weeks. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to become a member here at Popcorn Planet to hear these fun stories. Hit the bell for all alerts, and smash that like button, and tell me your thoughts. Did you ever do an extra work? Do you know what extra work is? Tell me your thoughts as you're watching the video. But I was very lucky enough to have a brother in the industry. Nepotism. Woo-woo! My brother Chip was an assistant director and started in Philadelphia, then moved his way to New York, and then eventually LA. And he had done a lot of films. And as an assistant director, he had the opportunity to sometimes put in the extras in the scene. He would be part of the team. The assistant director crew often will move and synchronize and time all the extras and sort of help decide where they go, where they stand, who gets overtime, etc. He actually got me in the SAG union, the Screen Actors Guild. That's a whole nother video I'll save for another day. But I was very lucky enough to sort of be in the industry. However, this was one of the biggest and best times that he had nothing to do with. After doing a few extra opportunities and sort of knowing how extra background work, as they call it, worked, I put myself out on central casting. Central casting covers a lot of films out there, and they don't pay as well. You know, it depends on the day. Some of these films pay different. Commercial jobs, whoo, they pay a fortune if you can get on the right day. It's a weekend. If they're doing multiple spots, it can be really, really profitable. But this wasn't about the money. When I got this opportunity, I went to central casting, which is an agency in Hollywood, and you sort of give them your photo, you give them your information, then you're on their file, you're on their system, and they look for certain types of people to make sure, long hair or whatever it was. I think ultimately got me in the door a little bit because it was the 70s, and I had a little bit sort of a 70s hairstyle at the point, a little longer than typical. And so they look for types, and then they bring a bunch of you in. And then they have union, and then they have non-union extras. So basically, once they cast a certain amount of union SAG extras, they bring in some non-union extras as well, which they can pay less. And so you're there, you wait all day, and I got this opportunity for Steven Spielberg's Catch Me If You Can. I was like, yes, please. I want to go do this. So I got to show up to this project. But before I even did it, they did a fitting for me, which was amazing. They fit all the extras because this was a period piece that took place in the, what year was this? Like the 70s, right? So I think it was 70s to 80s was the plot of this movie. Exactly. I'm looking it up in the notes here. Because it's a time period, they actually have you come in first to do a fitting, which you get paid for, and they basically find a outfit or in their wardrobe. They're big. This was Universal, I think. DreamWorks at the time. This was DreamWorks. So the DreamWorks casting department background section will outfit all of you guys. They'll make sure. And so they put me in a olive green suit that was in there. They got me all set. They got a picture of me. I took the picture of the fitting. And then we were supposed to come back, a couple days later for the shoot itself. But that way everyone's already sort of organized, ready. They know their wardrobe. And then you show up, you get your wardrobe, and then you just wait around for most of the day. And then you wait around all day, and then you finally get into this scene, and they had this whole huge cityscape on the back lot. I'm pretty positive, Universal Studios. And we were on the back lot, and they had retro outfitted this whole corner of New York City, seemingly a New York City sort of scene. Huge lights and cranes, insane amount of production for such a quick scene that they focused on. And I'll never forget walking on that set and seeing Spielberg there on the chair with his coffee and by the monitors, answering questions, calm as a cucumber. Everyone's sort of coming to him, talking to him. You obviously don't go near him. But I was standing there, I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. So then the AD sort of, depending on your order, like sort of position you. All right, you go here to here. These are your marks, is what they call it. You wait for them to cross the marks, etc. At the time on action. Then you walk from A to B, and then extra reset. You go back. You do it all day long. I walked back and forth into this sidewalk scene, and then as we're doing it, then Leonardo comes in. So it took a while to get to the scene going, but then we sort of did our rehearsals, and then Leonardo comes in, does some blocking, some questions. You see him and Steven sort of engaging and talking, and then they go and do the scene, and then you got to act your scene like you're in this world. It's cut. You go back. Cut. You go back. Cut. You go back. But yeah, it was an immensely cool experience to see how expensive, how complicated, how epic all of this was. And let's go through the scene and Catch Me If You Can to see if you can, in fact, catch me if you can in this movie. All right, so the scene starts here. If you haven't seen the film, I highly encourage you to go check out the film. It's actually a really great film. But here's the character of Frank. He's finally agreed to work with Tom Hanks near the end of the film. And as he's exiting here, he's walking, eating some food from his bag. He's looking around. He pauses for a moment. He pauses and wait a second. Did you guys see it? Did you guys see it? Well, let's slow it down for you. Wait a second. Who is that handsome gentleman? Wait, what? Who is that handsome gentleman walking the back? Let's slow it down even more, shall we? Look at that. Whoa, no beard. Look at that nice suit, walking around like I'm a man in the 70s. There I am, Mr. Andy Signore on screen with Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio. I had a bustle in my step, focused and ready, moving from point A to point B in that fantastic suit. Walking, there I am with my nice weird 70s hairstyle. But you really get a sort of good sense there. Let's zoom in a bit. You can't miss me now. And there it is. That's what I did all day long. We shot, I don't know, several hours to get this shot as they reset it. And I got to walk by Leonardo DiCaprio on one shot of the movie. Hey, I'm pretty cool. Clearly, I made such an impact because he's like, who was that extra? Who was that extra that did such a good job? No, he's actually looking at the suit here to sort of figure out, what do I do here? But that's the moment in the film where he sort of debates, should I go back to this life? Should I not? But I'm telling you, this was so fun to do, to be able to do this. It's such a cool experience to be in the midst of it all. And to be able to just go do it. I want to go back and watch it in real time. Let's go back to the real time because you sort of get a sense. It's like I really wanted to just sort of be in the world, as he's walking through the scene, deciding I'm going to eat from the bag as he's sort of eating his chips, and Leonardo's just good, just part of the world. I moved by so fast. If I didn't slow it down, you probably never would have noticed. But we're all just part of this world that they build, and it's all fake. Leonardo is like, I'm going to give the scene a little bit more energy by eating chips as I walk by. And then even I love the editing because as he does that, he walks up, he grabs another chip. Notice he grabs another chip and then he's eating the chip as the close-up comes up. All the brilliant continuity, of course, because Spielberg and team are involved in this. But man, what a fun experience to say I was able to do, to be directed by Spielberg, which technically I was. All the extras were there under his watch, and acting with a scene partner such as Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, it doesn't get any higher than that. I get to put this one on the notch of bucket list items, is the fact that I am, yes, in a scene with Leonardo DiCaprio directed by Spielberg. How many people get to say that? So overall, this was one of my favorite extra experiences being in background. I loved doing it. It was so much fun. Such an honor to be able to do this, and such a good film to have done it. I remember watching it in theaters with my family, and as the scene come up, I was like, oh my God. It was so cool, as quick as it was to have it in there, that I glad to share this story with you. That time I was in a Spielberg movie. So what did you think? Did you see it the first time? Tell me down in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Do you want to see more extra stories? I got a fun one with Charlize Theron that I can do next. Let me know in the comments. Smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed here, and stay tuned for more coverage, commentary, and lots more fun stuff here on Popcorn Planet.